Hello, my name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be talking about child abuse and how we can spread awareness on this, worldwide dilemma that we have going on, especially in the US. It's something that, we have a lot of significant issues that we have to deal with, but has been a lingering issue, and it is very significant, and it remains unresolved, and it remains unspoken of most of the time because nobody likes to talk about children, no one likes to hear anything bad happening to a child, and I understand that, but sometimes that's the only way to get rid of an issue is to speak on it. And I feel like there's a lot of shocking statistics that you can look up and you can find that can really change the narrative of what, or the way that you think of something, and how real deep that it is. According to child welfare, for example, .gov, if you look on any of those statistics, every 15 out of 1,000 children under the age of 3 are going through some type of maltreatment. And that is honestly ridiculous, because that age group is, they can't fend for themselves. They can't speak on the issue. They don't really know what's happening. So I feel like a lot of those things just get, swept under the rug, and we need to talk about it because social media is a big thing nowadays, and everyone talks about everything on social media. Why can't we talk about this? And there's a lot of support groups, and everyone, loves public attention. When it comes to things like this, we love to hear about, awareness, and we love to see awareness and people actually talking about the things that are in the dark and normally people don't talk about. And, child abuse is a very broad topic. It could be physical, it could be sexual, it could be anything. It could even be mental. Mental child abuse is a big thing too, because it could be considered traditions about how, a parent was raised, let's say in a foreign country, if you're an immigrant, and they carry on those traditions here, and, the world constantly evolving, some things may not be okay, and that can, be a form of child abuse, and you won't even know. And a lot of young parents even ignoring their child neglect is a big thing as well, and you might not know it, but little things like discipline and triggers can definitely cause child abuse cases to occur. And honestly, speaking on younger children, they don't have that, ability to, come out and speak on things. They love denial. Kids love to, use defense mechanisms, that can really affect them as a child and even in adulthood. And you hear all the time that, there's estranged childhood relationships with their parents that can really affect someone's life later on. And, a parent might be thinking that they're doing right by something, and eventually it can cause mental harm and mental health issues later on in a person's life. And that's what we need to, cut at the beginning of someone's life, because, if you let a problem linger and you keep it in the dark, it can, cause more issues to occur, and eventually, that can happen to their own children, and it could just keep on being a cause and effect type of thing. And it all goes back to, how we need to be more aware of our surroundings, being communities, like having close-knit communities on Facebook and anonymous groups. People not like to talk about it. Having things anonymous, it's easier for you to, get the answers that you need and be confident in what you're typing or, saying, so that nobody actually knows who you are, but you're still getting the help that you need, and you don't feel, uncomfortable with someone knowing your past or what you've been through. So I feel like social media can be a very, very, very important thing, or an important tool that we can use to just dig deeper and to sort of disintegrate this issue that we've been going on for so long. Child abuse, being neglected, children can come off with different signs. So there's a lot of ways that you can detect child neglect and child abuse, even in the grocery store. Fatigue, dehydration in a child, this can result in abuse, and it could be something that you see anywhere and no one ever says anything, because that might just be how someone is raised, or that just may be how they look, and sometimes that's not the case, and you never know. You never know. Even abandonment, if you see a child alone or anything like that, that's definitely abuse, and you need to say something if you see something. And honestly, promoting that honesty and that relief in those anonymous chats can, even, well, you can type what you see in the chats. You can always say, like, hey, I saw such and such, that even that little step can promote something better happening in a child's life. You never know what little thing you can do to actually affect somebody, and it could be anything. It could be anything. Outside influences can change children's lives all the time. It happens all the time. You want to be that person that can save a child's life, whether or not their parents are doing a respectable job. You would like to know what's going on. If you have those concerns, I really feel like using social media, using your tools and what you have to utilize in order to, break this. And there's a lot of common triggers like crying, potty training, that all of that can be triggers to especially new parents that they are unaware of, and they could be disciplining their child, but really it's abuse because they don't know how to handle it, or they're not used to what's going on with this child. So I really feel like, having those support groups, like even with mothers, you can sort of talk to one another and, speak on, things that all young mothers must go through, so they don't feel alone and they don't feel like they're doing something wrong. And in that way, you can change someone's mind and change someone's habits in order to help a child's life. And I feel like social media can really do that. That's definitely something that we can put. Child abuse cases that are being reported every 10 seconds. That's ridiculous. Every 10 seconds. It's really a devastation, and current awareness has to be made on this matter because, you never know when things can get worse. You never know when things can get better. And, you really want to help, being the person that can help a mental health survivor is something that, even whether they're a kid, whether they're an adult, it can really be something that can end a tragedy from happening, and can end something from, really change, something that can really change somebody's life. It can really help that. So use what you have. Honestly, anything works. Little bit of awareness that you can put out yourself. You don't know how much that can impact somebody else or impact someone's life, especially if they're a survivor. We have to support each other, whether we're or not, someone's living across the nation. It all is like a cause and effect. So yeah, that was my presentation. I hope you liked it. I just wanted to talk on that. I love this topic because there can never be enough awareness for this topic. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Bye.